Today we cover one of our own. His name is William Christmas, and he's the senior star guard of the men's basketball team. Both Christmas's teammates and his coaches regard him very highly. They expect great things from him, and William himself plans to propel the entire team forward.
I'm really big on just making sure that when I go out there that I'm just being the best version of myself. I kind of go into basketball with the understanding that you kind of have to change. You know what I mean? I can't be as relaxed and lackadaisical as I am when I'm just going through life.
He is the hardest worker that we have in our program. So,
what struggles that have you seen that he's gone through? Have you helped him with?
well, I think the biggest thing for him coming out of high school, and I know he went to prep school at the Air Force, but it was the shooting part of it.
Okay.
So he's really worked hard on becoming a lot more efficient shooter, and it's still something I probably asked him. He still needs to work on a little bit, but he's a lot more confident, and we're trying to give him a lot more confident and just shoot the ball. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he can get to the rim,
Right.
but other teams figure that out and they just play off of him. I mean, he's just going to have to shoot the ball. So I think he's gotten a lot better at that this year and gotten a lot more confident.
I actually went to the Air Force Academy before I came here. When I was a senior, I went to the Air Force Academy. I was offered a scholarship to play basketball there, and I took it. I took that scholarship, and I ended up going to a prep school, and then I didn't like it there, so I left. And I think the most important thing was not only is it a good university as far as like they have good programs and good teachers and things like that, but the coaches just seemed like they were committed to me. They recruited me coming out of high school as a senior, and they were there, and they actively recruited me. And then when I came out of prep school the next year, they actively recruited me again, and they were there, and they made it known that they wanted me to be here, and that not only that, but that I'd be a big part of what we did down the line. So, I mean, you just want to go where you think people are going to trust you and they're going to believe in what you can do.
He's kind of our driving force. Obviously, we get contributions from everyone, and there's games where he might not play as well, and that's when someone else will pick up. But he starts it all. He's a captain of the ship. So
it's really a lot of the trust things, and Coach K, more than anything, has just proven that he trusts me a lot, and he's proven that he's willing to fight for me, and he's willing to do what's necessary, not only for me to be the best basketball player I can be, but to just be the best person I can be. And like I said, trust. I mean, he's put the ball in my hands. He's he's proven to me, not only in words but in action, that he believes in my skill set, and he believes in what I can do, and he's told me, given me little pointers here and there that have made me better. And then off the court, I mean, just being concerned about my life. I mean, I guess you could say I was having a little time, about like 2 months ago, where I just kind of wasn't feeling like myself. I just kind of was going through some things, and he took the time to come in and sit down and have a one-on-one conversation with me and give me some advice about my situation, and ask me how I was feeling, and ask me if I needed to talk, or if I needed someone to help me out with anything, and all those things. And a lot of coaches may not do that, or they might send their assistant coaches to do that, or they might send team managers or trainers to deal with that type of problem. But for him to actually come and sit down and want to have that talk with me, and seem and invested in what's going on in my life as in not being a basketball player, I mean, that's huge, and there's definitely something to learn from that. There's a reason that people want to come here. There's a reason that people they speak highly of the man, because when you're good to people, when you take an interest in what people have to say and what people are doing in their lives, that usually comes back as good karma. So he's been really good for the 4 years.
He just loves competing, and he loves the game. You know what I mean? I mean, it's simple, but that's what it comes down to. I mean, some guys have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's guys in our program over the years that just they just love the game and love competing, and that's Will. He just loves playing basketball and getting on the court.
You know, I have like a really big kind of thing about not being as good as I think I can be. So I put a lot of pressure on myself in that regard. But you know, fiery, competitive. I'm still laid back, but you know, I'm passionate, you know, about the game and about being out there, but also fun-loving, because at the end of the day, it's just a game, and you know, start playing it because it's fun. You know, I had some goals for myself as far as you know, individual awards go last year, and you know, wasn't able to obtain that. And in my you know, personal opinion, obviously, I think I should have. You know.
Right.
And I wanted to be, you know, an All-American. I wanted to be Player of the Year in the conference and all that stuff, and didn't end up getting that. And obviously, if you ask me, I'm going to say, of course, I should have got it. I thought I was the best player in our conference, but you know, those are things you just got to let roll off your shoulder and just, you know, keep focused and keep focusing on getting better, and you know, just trying to, you know, do what I can to win at this point.
Aside from just staying on the course, what has been like the biggest help for you to kind of get through that struggle?
I mean,
is there anything like, I don't know, maybe like a girlfriend or something, or especially family members, something like that? Coach K speaking? I don't know.
My dad is about he's probably my biggest everything: fan, coach, influence, mentor, whatever he needs to be as far as me getting better and me being able to stay the course. I mean, he's always been there for me, and I've had some pretty rough moments, not just here, but just in my career as a basketball player, where I've been pretty down and I've cried and other things like that because of, you know, disappointments. And usually when it comes to like having bad games or having tough stretches or struggles, he's always the guy who, you know, makes sure to give me a call or text me and say, you know, just continue to work hard. You know, things are going to work out the way, you know. Just kind of reinstilling confidence in myself. So my dad, for sure, if there's anybody who really, you know, makes it easy for me to weather whatever storms, you know, even if they're small or big, whatever storms I hit, it's for sure him. He's been in my corner, and I trust, you know, trust what he says a lot. And I work out with him a lot. You know, he's pretty much taught me everything I know. So he's for sure that guy.
How would you define Will as a basketball player?
As a basketball player, you know, he's a Swiss Army knife. That's what I say. You know, he's a 5-tool guy. In baseball, that's what they say. But basketball, you know, he can pass, dribble, shoot. Plays defense, plays both ends of the ball. He's everything you want in a basketball player, but also in your point guard and your leader.
As a leader, you're the top scorer also. What has been the biggest struggle for you this year? In that role, like, you know, being the leader and the guy they look at, you know, when it comes down to like, we need a shot.
Yeah, I mean, it's like leading is kind of, I mean, leading peers is kind of tough. It's not an easy thing to do, and you know, for me, it's just kind of finding that happy balance between, you know, being me, which is being just a chill, like cool guy, and, you know, being friends with, you know, all my teammates and stuff like that, and knowing when it's time to, like, you know, tighten up a little bit.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes it's kind of hard when you're like me and you're joking and all the time and everyone sees you at that, and then, you know, you tighten up, that can rub people the wrong way because that's just not what they're used to seeing. But you kind of, it's a delicate balance. And, you know, what I'm learning, I guess, about, you know, leading is that sometimes you just got to be willing to go there.
You know, he's just bigger, stronger, more athletic, to be honest. He's the hardest working guy in the program. You know, in the off season, He absolutely works. He gets in the weight room. He gets in the gym. I mean, it's really, really important to him to be good. And he, I wouldn't say he's a self-made guy, but dang, he's a lot of the guys that I've had in the past that are best players are always the hardest workers, and that's Will Christmas. He's no doubt about it.
You do what you gotta do.
Right.
I mean, it's a little bit tougher. Teams are obviously going to be. Teams are more geared towards making sure that I don't, score as much, that I'm not as effective, and there's a little bit of a burden for me. It's a little bit of a burden for me in terms of I feel like yes, I do have to, perform at a high level on a regular basis for us, to be as good as we can be. I think that my coaches and my teammates count on that, but. It's part of it.
Right.
I work hard I've worked very hard to try to become the player that I am, and to be able to be a leading scorer in a team. And, one of the leading scorers in the conference. I've worked hard to do that, and you got to accept what comes with it.
The thing that he's highly underestimating, and we value this so much in our program, is that he's the best defender in the conference. He should get. He better get Defensive Player of the Year. I mean, they came out with a new award, Defensive Player of the Year, and if he doesn't get it, I'll be absolutely shocked, because he is offensive player's worst nightmare.
Since the beginning, what did you see from his game that you see now that has improved significantly?
Every aspect for sure. Definitely his jump shot too. The MO on him early was to go under all ball screens. Kind of not necessarily let him shoot, but you'd much rather have him shooting than driving. But it's kind of gotten to a point now. I mean, this week he shot it really well too. Teams can't just disrespect it, so he's making them pay a lot more these last couple of years with his jumper.
I think I've become a smarter basketball player in terms of just making better decisions with the ball, which is huge. If me handling the ball as much as I do, you got to be able to make smart decisions. You got to be able to limit turnovers, and that's one thing that I've really improved on. I think since I've been here, I still have games where I turn the ball over a good amount, but just reducing the easy turnovers, the travels, the charges, throwing the ball away unnecessarily. I've done a good job.
In the weight room, he gets in the gym. I mean, it's really, really important to him to be good, and he. I wouldn't say he's a self-made guy, but dang, he's a lot of the guys that I've had in the past that are best players are always the hardest workers, and that's Will Christmas. He's no doubt about it.
It's the toughest thing coming in as a freshman or coming in as a player. Our coaches want us to play one way. They want us to be super fundamental, really solid, and I want to play like I play, which it's got a little bit more flair. All the fancy moves and stuff like that, and you just gotta you gain an understanding over a period of time of just how to make that stuff mesh, and still be very solid and very strong and fundamental, but also be able to express yourself like you want to, because ultimately that's what you want to do. You just want to express who you are on the basketball court. So just learning how to mix that stuff together and in a way that's going to produce the most efficient, most productive basketball player that William Christmas can be. So,
what do you expect from Will from here on?
Confidence. That's all I care about. We need someone on the court to go out and win us games at this point. You know what I mean? And I don't want him second guessing himself. I don't want him, regretting anything at this point. I just want him going for it every time he's on that court with not looking back. And that's some of the stuff. We haven't won a NCAA tournament game. Obviously, we're trying to get there still.
Right.
But I think that's something that's on his mind and that he really wants to do, and I want him to play with supreme confidence in those games.
I've worked hard to do that, and you got to accept what comes with it, which means that means that teams are going to be helping, and they're going to give me the ball for the last shot and I got to make it, then I got to make it. And if I miss it, then, you know, so be it. It's just what it is. But, you know, like I said, I worked hard for it, so I just got to accept the burden. And it's not as bad when you got teammates like I have who on any given night can pick up that slack. You know, if I'm coming in, I just had a bad night or I'm not feeling great or whatever the case may be. You know, I got guys who are very capable of, you know, having big nights of their own. So that takes a lot of pressure off.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man. You know, he's it's been a great 4 years, man. We got some stuff we want to accomplish this year that we haven't been able to yet, and it's our last ride. So hopefully we can get it done.
If I had a personal goal, probably be win Conference Player of the Year.
Know the name, know the game. William Christmas.